What's up peeps, and welcome back to Mural Plays, and I am doing another little DIY video, a little craft project that I'm doing around the house, and I thought I'd show you how to do it. I promised in my last video that I'd show you the mural. The pieces are all numbered, so where it says XL 8 of 8, that's the last piece. I've got 7 and then 8's going to go on as well. I think it's going to be a little bit too big, so I might have to trim the edge. And I'm going to show you the most difficult bit, which is when you've got sockets. So we start by lining it up with the previous paper, and then we have to peel 30 centimeters of the backing off from the top and start to place it. And I'm using obviously the left side of the paper to start finding where I need to put it and match it up with what's already there. It's a little bit fiddly, and if you peel off too much it kind of sticks everywhere, so you have to do this really gradually. The backing paper is really thick as well. It's making a lot of noise, as you can hear, but it's hard to peel it off when you're trying to get this on the wall because it kind of makes the paper stick up and you can't see how to match it exactly, as the paper you're trying to match is kind of a centimetre in front. It's kind of in the right place. So now you need to use a flat edged tool, something hard like I'm using here, to gradually, as you unroll the backing, like we did with the sticky back plastic, just roll down as you go very gently and be patient, because it will just start getting bubbles if you don't stick down every bit as you go down. While you're doing that, of course, you need to make sure that the left side is matching exactly with the previous paper and try and get it as close to a pattern match as you possibly can. So we've got a socket on this wall, which is going to be a bit tricky, but we're going to use our knife to cut around it. Making sure you don't go over where the socket is, otherwise you will have a cut in your paper. Even though you can stick it down, it's better not to. This mural paper is very sticky, so you need to be careful and try to stick it down just the once, although it does sometimes need a little bit of rearranging. And you can see it's kind of taken off some of the stainless steel paint off the plug socket as well. So just make sure that you're getting it flat all the way around the socket and around the sides and around the bottom, and you can always unscrew your socket a little bit to get the paper just behind it as well. So I'm not cutting it extremely long. I'm going to actually cut it with the socket, and then I'll probably just put like 1 mil of it behind the socket so that you don't see any rough edges. Really simple to do once you unscrew your socket, and just go to the bottom like you did with the other ones and make sure that you are straightening every bit and make sure it's very flat before you decide to cut it. Using the back of your fist helps a little bit because you can smooth it down, you know, if there's any bubbles. And here I've had a bit of creases, so that's been the best way to get them out. And just trim around the edges like I've done with a knife. I wouldn't advise doing it with scissors because it's so sticky that it'll probably stick to your scissors, and you might even end up ripping it while you're supposed to be cutting it, and you're not going to be able to get close enough to the side of the socket to cut it neatly anyway. So you can see there's a little bit sticking out here, and I'm just going to push that in as much as it will go in, and then once I unscrew the socket I can push what's left of the edges inside as well. The edge, just with that, like we've done with all the others. If you've got a ruler that hasn't got this handle bit in the middle, it'll be handy, because I can't do one full cut with this, but my other ruler is a little bit too thick, so it's going to basically cover up the skirting board as well, and I'm planning to paint these, so don't want to cover up too much of that. So if you can get it off in one go, even better. If not, you can neaten it up after you've taken off the bulky bit of paper, so you can get to it a little bit easier. Make sure it's stuck down really well, because these sort of areas where sockets are and stuff, they get used a lot. So if you do end up touching the wall quite a lot, it might end up coming away from the wall. Just to make it extra neat and make sure that it is sticking to the wall completely, just use a soft bit of fabric, a cloth, to go over it and get out any extra bubbles that you may have, or lines or creases, and trim off the top, and you're done. And this is the finished result, and I'm pretty pleased with that. It's lovely to have this inside the house because it feels like we're outside. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully that helped you with your mural projects as well. If you want to get one, I'm going to put a link in the description of where I got mine. I'll see you on the next video. If you haven't subscribed already, please do subscribe. Leave a thumbs up for the video if you want to see more like this one. And I'll see you on the next video. Take care and peace out.
Put your thumbs up.